Hello class, welcome back to your digital classroom. Here's some tips for organizing your digital essay and leaving behind the 5-paragraph model. These are suggestions for making your writing more engaging and accessible for online purposes. Here we go. When writing for the digital reader, use logic when presenting an idea, but leave behind previous rigid structures. Do explain why. Use a format that is easily scannable for the digital reader with headings for each section. Use bullet lists and keep it short whenever possible. An economy of words shows thoughtful editing. So here's how we can go beyond the 5-paragraph essay. You may have already learned to organize your essays into the 5-paragraph pattern. And that's okay. There's a lot you can gain from that. Recently, however, scholars have discovered that this template for writing can be too rigid for most students, and for that matter, most readers. When writing for internet publishing, different rules apply. So here is an example of the outdated 5-paragraph structure. There's always one paragraph for an introduction, which contains a brief summary of content, usually with a thesis statement at the end. There then comes a body, with the first paragraph explaining reason number 1 supporting the thesis statement. Then comes the second paragraph explaining reason number 2 supporting the thesis statement. We then always have a third paragraph explaining reason number 3 supporting the thesis, and the final paragraph is the conclusion consisting of summarization. And the result is usually a boring essay. The 5-paragraph essay is outdated for most digital writing, such as online discussions, which we'll be having and already have had in this course, in-depth essays published online or in newspapers, editorials, and scholarly articles for professional journals. So most of what you've already been reading and what you will be reading during your 4-year academic experience is not the 5-paragraph essay. So we want you to learn to write in ways that will be useful for you in the real world. What we can take from the 5-paragraph model is quite a bit. We can take the focus, connecting each new point back to the original purpose, clear organization for the writer and the reader, and staying on topic to the point and concise. How we can build upon the strengths just mentioned and move beyond this model. We can look to effective writers. Effective writers often write more than the 5 paragraphs prescribed by the 5-paragraph essay. We can keep the basic strengths of what the 5-paragraph model teaches us, namely focus and logic, and leave behind the rest if it doesn't serve the overall purpose of what we're writing about. Most writers have many more than 3 examples to support their point and go beyond those prescribed by the limiting 5-paragraph windows available for information in the prescribed 5-paragraph essay. So going beyond, leaving behind what doesn't work for you, you can be more creative. You can use more than 1 paragraph for the introduction if you need to. It's totally acceptable for the thesis statement to be anywhere that you feel it fits best in the first few sentences or paragraphs. Just be sure that the thesis statement is clear. Use more than 1 sentence to make a point if you need to, and have an ending that not only summarizes, but helps the reader to make more connections beyond the paragraph on the page. Here's some more tips on adapting the 5-paragraph essay for our purposes today. Continue making connections and being explicit about connections to the main point. Instead of sweating over keeping your point to a thesis statement, focus on introducing the point and preparing the reader for what the purpose of the writing is. Instead of sweating over rigidly keeping topic sentences at the beginning of each paragraph or point addressed, instead always remember to connect each new section of your essay to the main point. Here's some basic rules to keep it logical yet engaging. Stay on topic. Try to weed out anything that isn't absolutely essential to mention. Always support your main point with more than 2 examples. Sum up what you have said in the conclusion. And the ending should also help the reader to understand why your topic is important and what is implied with the examples or research. Also, don't be afraid to go beyond the ordinary. So with that, you can begin your short essay for our class. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing what you're writing.